Sorry, dude. I'm gonna kind of show you Astros play. Is it playroom or playground? I think it's playroom. Excuse me. So again, I recorded this. It's Astros playroom, and it's a fun game. I really enjoyed it, and I think you would too. It's probably a little easy at times, and it's probably a little hard at times too. But overall, it's satisfying. I had a very satisfying experience. So I'm going to go into the main hub right now and kind of show you around. So that's a PlayStation controller, and in order to get your guy out, Astro, you have to pull back and shoot him out. Those are his little friends over there. They're all kind of having a good time. That's his big friend. And it's just kind of a place to hang out. You see, it looks like Eva from Wall-E, I would say. Like the eyes, the face, definitely. And the color, too. That's the PlayStation hub. These are all different lands that you can visit, and they all have to do with one of the consoles. So you'll like be rewarded with the console. Now I'm going to go downstairs, and this is kind of like a big party going on, and all his friends there dancing, having a good time. So this was the PlayStation monolith that showed up, and that's when you go in there, you go back to 1994, and you see all of the really, really old PlayStation 1 stuff, like the T-Rex dinosaur is the final boss that you battle. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the PlayStation hub, and I'll show you all the artifacts that I collected throughout the game, and they'll bring back some nice memories, and they're really well done how they created them. They look so real. Everything looks real. Now, what I like about this is this music definitely sounds like Wreck-It Ralph to me when it's playing. So you'll see like there's all these different hubs on the side over here. This is the PlayStation 1 hub. And these were the first controllers that came out. Now these were both wired. This one did not have the dual axis or the analog sticks. It just had up, down, left, right. And I remember that specifically. That was the first controller. And then later they came out with this. I think it had vibration in it. These were the discs. I guess they were like CD-ROMs back in the day that they had. This was the PlayStation mouse, which I do not remember at all. This is the original PlayStation, and when you hit that button it'll play the PlayStation music. Might be hard to hear because of my voice and also the music in the background. That's the eject button. I kind of like the manual ejects more than the digital one. Those are the memory cards with those 8 megabytes. I can't see from over here because my screen's really small. This was the multiplayer thing that we had, and I know that Santino, you and me, we played basketball on that after we came back from Baltimore, and I had a lot of fun with that actually. This is the PS1. It was a less expensive version of the PlayStation, and that was an add-on there, like an LCD screen. I think, if they had LCD screens back then. They probably did, of course. And there's the eject button. And the guy's kind of stuck in there. This thing was made for Japan. I think it was kind of like the Tamaguchi or Yamaguchi, whatever you call those things. But it was very popular in Japan, apparently. So now we move over into the PlayStation 2 era, and this is the discs that we used. If you remember, it had blue backgrounds, which made it unique, I guess. This is the PS2 Slim. Well, this is the original PlayStation 2. And those are the controllers for Buzz, which was like a game show. And I used to love that. I had a lot of fun with that. I think I played with you. Again, I think this is the slim version of the PlayStation 2. Has to be. Because look how much slimmer it is. That is the dual shock, and that one I know had vibration. I think that they were still wired. I think so. Those are the memory cards. Those were the microphones for Sing that PlayStation had. This was the Ethernet adapter for the original PlayStation 2. So like I said, you could play Navy SEALs on there. Let's see, what the hell is this thing? I have no idea other than the fact I think that might have been... You can hook up more players on there. I don't know, it was really weird. Or memory cards. This was the PlayStation Eye. It was very cheap. I think that's about it. So then we'll cross over into the PlayStation 3 era. And this was the original PlayStation 3. It was a 20 gig or 60 gig, I think. Those were the discs. This was the PlayStation 3. I don't know, was that the Slim or the Pro? I guess they had a Pro. Yeah, I think they did have a Pro. That's probably the Pro. That's the 6-axis, which didn't have the rumble feature in it. This thing over here, that other system, I think that's was the last PlayStation that they made. It was a very cheap version. As you can see, like the way it opens up is really kind of bizarre. Like you turn that on and see how it opens up, it slides open. I definitely remember seeing that. I never owned it though, but it is kind of interesting. History of the PlayStation or PlayStation 2. These are the PSP, and I guess they're UMD memory, whatever it came with. This is another PSP. I'm not sure. That's actually pretty cool. I'm not into handheld consoles, but that does look pretty cool. And then there's, let's see, that was a GPS, that was a camera, and that's a microphone over there. And this is the Vita, which, yeah, it's kind of cool. But again, I'm not into handheld ones. It would kill my eyes. And I guess that's the memory card over there. And again, you forget that this is all digital. That's the Move and the Move controller. That's the Move. The Move controller was what I just hit. That's the PlayStation Eye, which you needed for the Move. And I think that's it. All right, now we're over in the PlayStation 4 era. And this is the original PlayStation 4. That is for VR, and that is the VR headset. That is the camera, which I never bothered to get. I think it was more for the headset. I think this was the PS4, either the Pro or the Slim. It looks like the Pro, I think. Yeah, that's the Pro. This is the Slim. I forget how many gigs they were at the time. Yeah, I'm confused. I forget how many, because I know I upgraded mine to a terabyte. One of them I had a 20 gig, and and I upgraded to like a terabyte or 500 gigs or something like that. I don't know if it was the PlayStation 3 or the PlayStation 4. Anyway, so this is PlayStation 5. That's the new controller. It's a really good controller. I would say it's the best one they've ever had. This is the headset, the Pulse headset. Don't need that. Camera, don't need that. And that's the console. Ugly as hell. I don't know who designed this thing, but I'm glad I made mine black. It blends so much better in with my furniture. You barely notice the damn thing. The white thing would be such a huge eyesore. So let's see here. A couple of other things that I wanted to show you. Yeah, so this thing over here, it kind of breaks down everything that we just saw. So this is the original PlayStation 1, and those are for the memory card and the controllers that you plugged in. And then at the back, it's kind of funny, RCA cables. I haven't seen them in a long time, but it's kind of cool if they had that. I guess there's S-Video in there too, so that's kind of fun, you know, to see that. And again, this is the original PlayStation controller. Not much to it. No analog sticks. And this one was the analog sticks. And I think that changed everything. Let's see here. Yeah, that's that pocket station. Never seen that. Wouldn't have bothered with it. Again, too small. This is the PS1. And this is weird. It's like, how did you get the video in here? I don't see any RCA jacks. I see a power cord. I am not sure what that is. If that's DVI. But it's very bizarre. I don't understand how you would do that. I know they sold them, but I never bothered upgrading. I just was like left with my PlayStation. That's the thing that comes with it, the mini LED screen, which is, I wouldn't have liked that. There's the PlayStation 2, and that's the where you put your controllers in, I think. I don't know. So if you look at the back of this, it's really weird. I don't see a way to plug in any kind of cables in here, unless it's in that little box over there that's closed. Very strange. That's the controller. That was one of the best controllers because, again, that had the rumble. That's the multi-tap. I guess it's for memory cards. Yeah, it is for memory cards. How weird. You would switch back and forth to what kind of memory card you had. That's the network adapter for the original PlayStation 2 since they didn't have Ethernet. It's the iToy, and this was the new PlayStation 2, and that did have Ethernet in it built in. Or again, I don't know if this was their version of a Slim or not, or if that came with the third one. And again, this is confusing as hell because you see the Ethernet back there, and I don't see any RCA cables or HDMI cables. I don't know if they were using HDMI back then. Probably not. That's a PlayStation Portable. You know, they look kind of nice, but like I said, I'm not into that stuff. GPS receiver, I don't understand that either, unless you did use that as a GPS. PSP Go. I guess that was a smaller version. And like it says, no UMD. I don't know. Was there internal storage on that? Again, I never bothered with that stuff. That's the PlayStation 3. And you see you have 4 places for controllers there in the front. And it's hard to move this thing. There you got an HDMI out. And you got Ethernet cable. And an optical. So those have what we need. I don't know if they had RCA jacks or a component for as the DualShock 3. PlayStation Eye. PlayStation 3. It had to be the Slim. Yeah. And again, kind of same back as the other one I showed you. Looked very kind of slick. And then this is the one that I think they just made it. They tried to put cheaper parts in it, and it was very light. There's the move, and the controller. The move was pretty good. Never had that one, that gun. I had that one. I think I used that to play Killzone with. And it's hard. They still haven't done something really good with guns like that. Maybe one day they will. All right, there's a PlayStation 4 DualShock wireless controller. PlayStation 4 Slim, I think. Again, there's some HDMI cables, Ethernet, camera, VR headset, and set for VR, and the PlayStation 4 Pro, which was the one I finally had. I traded in my old PlayStation 4, and for that, just to get the upgraded hard drive. So yeah, it had to be the PlayStation 3 that I popped out the hard drive and put in maybe 500 gigs into there. Never had that one because that was for VR. And yeah, this is the PlayStation 5. There's very little in the back. Those two are chargers for your controllers, Ethernet cable, HDMI, and the power, which is really surprised that there's barely anything in there. Forget it if you have optical, you're screwed. You need HDMI for it. There's the eject button on the right and the power button. Actually, I'm not sure which is which. That's the controller. Like I said, it's a really good controller. They always make the tops really weird, like they color them, but no one ever looks at their controller when they're playing. But it has all different colors. Like the other one just had blue. This has like a full spectrum of colors. HD camera. I'm pretty sure I'm never going to get that. Don't think I'm going to get that either. My headphones seem to work pretty well with it. And that's back to the PlayStation. So that's pretty cool. I like a completist. I had to get everything. So these are these guys over here, which I collected too, and they're kind of fun. There, that guy's playing VR. Those are the introduction of the trophies, and those are PlayStation badges, I guess, from the Sony store. I think they're playing PlayStation 4. Yeah, it's all in the hub. Let's see here. These guys are playing PlayStation 3 on an LCD screen. That's Sackboy using the Move controllers, which you could do with Sackboy. I don't know what the hell that is. That might have been a game. That's Home. Looks like that guy is humping it for some reason. It's really weird. And that guy just threw a boomerang. I don't get that. That guy was posing in front of the camera. The other guy's singing. And those are the blue discs. They're using a CRT TV to play the PlayStation 2 with, which is kind of funny. I think that's what I did with mine too. That is if you remember, when you would have your PlayStation 2 boot up, this is what it would look like, except it was more 3D. And it had some soothing music. That's Dance Dance Revolution. And this is the PlayStation 1 hub. And those were the ducks. I don't know if you remember that. They did a demo where they showed like 1,000 ducks in a bathtub, and everybody was impressed. That's PlayStation 1 on a CRT, which is really kind of funny. I think that manta ray was also in the demo. And I don't remember that car. And that's the T-Rex, I guess, from the demo. But that's about it, basically. So hope you enjoyed this little trip down memory lane, and it's a fun game. I'll definitely come back to it and play it every now and then, because I still have things to unlock, but I got most of the artifacts. So my guy says goodbye, and I say goodbye, and he's gonna check out some VR, and that's about it. Later.